Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's interactive newsletter. This week, I want to start off by talking about attendance. Attendance has been really poor this week, and there's been an awful lot of illness, and there's been a few cases of COVID as well. And in a couple of year groups, we've sent letters home to parents, carers, just advising them to take a PCR test. This was after I consulted with the Lincoln Health Protection team to talk about those cases, and we identified that some of these cases were actually linked. So, as I say, we've advised those families to take COVID tests, and in those year groups, we've brought back in a couple of the COVID measures that we'd had in the summer term and before that, just post the lockdown. So we're doing this to keep everybody safe. And I spoke to the children in those year groups, and they've been really, really grown up. And I explained what we'd done and why we were doing it. And I just want to commend all of the children this week, because we've had some unfamiliar staff in school, because we've had some staff absence as well. And the children have been absolutely phenomenal. I'm really proud of them, of the resilience they've shown with having people working with them that they don't normally have. So yeah, and I said that to the children this morning. They've been absolutely brilliant. We've started the week because it's been Road Safety Week this week. So I started this week in Assembly talking about this year's theme, which is Road Safety Heroes. That's celebrating all of the people that help to keep the children safe on the roads. And I know I've spoken to you before about how this is an issue at our school because we are surrounded by main roads. And it's something that the children need to know about. So we talked about some of the things that drivers can do, for example, driving slowly. And even though it's not a 20-mile-an-hour zone around school, we're making sure that they drive slowly, that they avoid parking on the pavement, which I'm afraid is still an issue, and also parking on the zigzag lines, and in particularly the hot spots to avoid are the ones immediately near exits and entrances, because it makes it very difficult for parents and the children to see as they are crossing the road. So it's another plea from me to park well away from those entrances and not on the zigzag lines if at all possible. And we also talked about the Green Cross Code as well. As some of you will have remembered the Green Cross Code. I certainly remember the adverts in the 70s and 80s about the Green Cross Code, and Kevin Keegan and other people like that, famous people that got involved with that campaign. Well, it's still very much a campaign now. And we talked about simply stop, look and listen. And I talked to the children at great length about that on Monday. I mentioned last week that we've got some junior road safety officers. Now they're going to be doing an assembly with Mrs. Smarlick next week, a virtual assembly, a remote assembly, and they're going to talk about some of their wishes and ambitions and what they've been doing in the background to do with traffic and road safety. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll have a bit more information about that for you next week. Last Friday we had the Children in Need Day, as I told you about, and we raised just shy of £430. So thank you to everybody for your generosity. You know, it's a really, really important charity, one close to our hearts and yours as well, I know. So thank you so much for digging deep in your pockets and helping us with that last week. That's a huge amount of money to go to a really worthwhile charity. We're going to be hearing from year 1 today. We've had quite a bit of absence in year 5, so in terms of staffing, so year 5 we'll hear from another time. So it's just from year 1 today. So they've done some videos of the work they've been doing. And then the last thing from me is I'd like to introduce you to a little fella. Now this is Giles the Bear. Now Giles the Bear is awarded to the class with the highest attendance, so he gets to stay with that class for the week. Now for a little bit of fun over the next few weeks, Giles is going to appear somewhere in the newsletter next week. So it might be in a video, it might be in a picture somewhere. So if you send us a message in, either through Class Dojo or through Facebook, or if you see somebody on the gate and you let us know where Giles the Bear was seen, you will get a raffle ticket, and then that will be a chance to win a Vodafone SIM card at the end of next week. Okay, so it won't be the end of next week, it'll be the end of the week afterwards. So if you, from next week, wherever you see Giles the Bear in next week's newsletter, let us know, and then you'll get a raffle ticket and a chance to win a Vodafone SIM card. Okay, so that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed this week's edition, and I'll see you later on. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks very much.